Hello everyone and welcome to Swansea, or as they say around here, Croeso I Abertawe. It's a historic night for BUCS Super Rugby as we bring the cameras here for the first time to probably the most historic ground in BUCS Super Rugby as well. Garfield Sobers hit 6 sixes here, Wales beat the All Blacks and the world champions Australia here, and Swansea University can make their own little bit of history tonight by winning 6 in a row for the first time in BUCS Super Rugby. If we're coming to Swansea, we need to speak to the Queen. Siwan, welcome, how are you?
I'm not sure I've ever been welcomed like that, Dave, but I'll take that, thank you.
Queen of Swansea, that's about right, isn't it?
Well, not quite, but my old stomping ground here, definitely.
You have been part of the revolution here, and of course you may be tiptoeing over the fence and looking in, but you must be incredibly proud of what's happening here.
Yeah, hugely proud. You know, the guys have been working hard for a long time, so I'm just super chuffed to see them have the results they have had, you know, in the last month, 6 weeks or so, and well deserved by them. So 5th at the moment, massive game tonight, and I'm sure Bath are going to throw everything at them.
Well, still 2 games to go, but this seems like the important one, because if they do get over the line, 4 or 5 points, then it will be 5th. Top half of the table, which after the start they had, is it 60 points that they conceded the first game of the season? That's a remarkable turnaround.
Yeah, massive turnaround. I think they've always had the capabilities, but it's just the belief now that's in the squad, and there's some really good experienced players back in the mix. Josh Moore, the captain, which really helps the squad, spurs the squad on. So I think there's confidence now in what they can do. I think when I was there, we always seen it from behind the scenes, but they're actually believing it now, and you can see from social media how the boys are loving their experience and how the confidence in camp is massively up. So they'll be looking to make this a win tonight. Speaking
of belief and confidence, Bath are going to need plenty of it tonight because they're currently sat in 8th, but Leeds Beckett have got games in hand. A victory for them tonight doesn't even guarantee the playoffs. They've given Exeter hell twice, but the table doesn't lie. But given some of the performances they've had, it would seem unfair if they didn't get a quarter-final.
Yeah, it's really tough, isn't it? Bath are a great side and have been a great side for some years, and I think the luck hasn't gone their way at some points this year, but they've shown what they can do. So they'll be looking to prove a point tonight. They want to be in that fighting chance to finish 8th. Everyone wants a playoff spot, so you know that will be at the back of their minds, and I'm sure they'll fight till death tonight. 7
Swansea players in the Wales 20 team, but still able to put out a team that can beat the likes of Loughborough and Cardiff Met in Cardiff. What does that say about this programme?
Oh, it's massive. I think that just goes to show how our partnerships have worked and how this squad and Swansea University high performance rugby programme has developed over the years. And now there's a big squad that can go out and look like a squad that's going to win. So that's massive. And you know, congratulations to the 7 boys involved in that Welsh squad. Massive, and a massive shout out to Ben Gregory, who wasn't part of any regional academy, who's been picked up through this university programme and making a start at 6 against France tomorrow night. Massive opportunity for Ben.
Incredible. The weather could be locally described as hanging.
Well, yeah, welcome to Swansea, everyone, because this is what it's usually like.
But it seems to really benefit the Swansea boys. We were at Kincoid calling the game in those, well, monsoon conditions at Cardiff Met. It was raining here against Loughborough. The lads managed to stay in the fight and really kick on in these conditions, particularly in the second half, don't they?
Yeah, I think in Swansea we're used to playing in the best conditions when it's a lovely day, but also in the worst conditions, the wind and the rain. You know, it really affects Sketty Lane and St Helens here in Swansea. So the boys are equipped to play in all conditions, so that's really positive.
Coastal rugby, we love it.
Yeah, we love it.
Well, the Queen of Swansea needs to go sit on her throne, so I'm going to let her go into the dry, and I had a quick chat with Aaron James. Final game of the season. Time flies when you're having fun. Massive opportunity for the boys to end on a high and hopefully book that playoff spot tonight.
Yes, yeah, we're believing in that. Yeah.
I'm looking at the league table, and for you not to make the playoffs wouldn't seem, well, maybe fair is the word, particularly the way you've gone toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the league. How would you sum up how you've played, the luck you've had over the season?
Look, the table doesn't lie. You know, we're 8th, and you know, we've got to get a result tonight to stay 8th or 9th. Yeah, we've been the architect of our own doom or success, and that's where we've been. We've got some really good highlights reels for some of our attacking tries, but we're also been part of the opposition's highlight reels in a lot as well. So. You know, we are where we are. Yeah, the same as everybody. We've had a lot of injuries this year, probably more than we've ever had. We're in the 30s of our forwards, but that's just how it is. And you know, we means it gives the guys a chance in BUCS Super Rugby, and you know, they got a chance and to win tonight, and believe in that.
Well, let's talk about those chances then, because final game of the season, and you've got a hooker making his first start. He's going to have a challenge tonight, trying to get the throws away in these conditions as well.
Yeah, look, George has come through from the lower teams and performed well, and he deserves a shot. You know, really pleased for him, and he's got a shot, and we believe what he's going to do.
Thoughts on the opposition this evening? Swansea seem to be hitting form at the right time.
They are hitting form at the right time, and yeah, we're going to stop that, hopefully.
Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Ed Ashcroft, Bath University, and number 8.
Aaron James, Head of Rugby at Bath University. It was a long time ago. I think I was probably playing then. No, we weren't. We had you know, if you look back, we had a tough old season. You know, I think we're 8th. A younger squad in depth, and I think we used 46, 47 players out the season. So it sort of says a story in itself. But had a lot of learnings, and that's university rugby. But we were looking forward to having a crack at the playoffs, because we've seemed to do a bit better in those. And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, it's a long one. So I started when I was 4. My local club, Western Rugby Club, back home in Essex. Played there, played for my county, and was lucky enough to play a little bit at Surrey's under 18s. Then from then, played for my club in National 3 at the time, and then came to uni at 19, so after my gap year. Well, we're lucky enough to have a few boys from the under 20s, England, Wales and Scotland that represented just gone. So those boys, but we're all sort of pretty equal. We're all at the same level, and like I say, we're very new and just into it. So
Brothers, culture and club.
When we come down to Swansea, we can't just speak to the Queen, we've got to speak to the King as well. James Hook, hello.
How's it going?
Very, very well. We've got so much to talk about and not a lot of time to do it in. So let's start with how a British Lion ended up coaching a university rugby side.
Yeah, well, I finished playing with the Ospreys just as COVID hit, really. That was my last season playing. I didn't get a chance to finish my playing career there, but I wanted to go into coaching, and I was offered a coaching gig with the Ospreys. The Ospreys have got a partnership with Swansea University, so it was a sort of natural progression really for my coaching with the academy with the Ospreys and down here, and yeah, really enjoying it.
So how do you find that the quality of the players, because of course you've dealt with elite professionals as a player for the last 10 or 15 years, and then coaching academy with, I'm sure, a view to taking that to the top level, and now student players who are a real mixed bag, from pros to semi-pros to academy players to players involved with Swansea tonight who are literally university players. How is it?
I was really surprised in a good way. You know, I think when I was asked to coach the university, I just thought, you know, boys just, you know, obviously come to university, enjoy themselves and play a little bit of rugby, but it's simply not the case. And obviously they'll enjoy themselves, but it's a high performance program where they train Monday, play Wednesday, train Friday, train Saturday. So, you know, it's quite a full-on program. So there's a lot of really good players here, and really impressed, and some talented boys, but just boys who really want to work hard for each other and win some silverware as well.
Well, you say working hard for each other. Has that been the difference in these last, 6-8 weeks where they've got those 5 wins in a row? Is there that real sort of ethos in the group that it doesn't matter if it's chucking it down with rain, if it's blowing a gale, they're going to turn up against all these top sides, really put on a show, and now the results are coming too?
Yeah, it suited us well. I think the last 4 or 5 weeks of well has been like this, and we've won, so a long way to continue. But yeah, I think at the start of the season we played excellent out here, and I thought, oh, you know, we've got a bit of work to do, and you know, it was a tough sort of month or two, but like you say, the last 4 or 5 weeks the boys have been outstanding and really dug in, working for each other. We've probably had a bit of consistency in selection as well, which which has helped. But yeah, 2 games left of the regular season, and then obviously the playoff and varsity to look forward to as well. So we're at the business end now.
Varsity's massive. It's difficult to describe it to people who've not been involved before. 20,000, they're going to be at the, what's it called now? Is it the Swansea.com stadium?
Swansea.com, yeah.
The Swansea.com stadium, and it's like any professional game you've ever been to, only it seems to mean more. If you are Swansea University or Cardiff University, is your everything for that period of time. How difficult is it to keep the players' feet on the ground and be like, well, no, we've got Bath, we've got Leeds Beckett, we've got a quarter final?
Yeah, I think the boys' feet are on the ground. I think obviously they will be looking forward to that. I've never been to a varsity match. I've seen it on television, so from a coach's point of view, I'm really looking forward to it. But the boys realise, that there's a big game here tonight, and like I say, it's a chance for us to go 6 from 6, and hopefully Leeds then, there's another big game. So yeah, the boys are not looking too far ahead, but they have probably got one eye on it as well.
6 from 6, which would be a club record, of course, at this level for Swansea University. What about the individuals then? Have you noticed any differences in the personalities to those lads who maybe come through the traditional academy path?
Yeah, well, I say I coach the academy in the Ospreys and with the university, and like I say, they just really work hard for each other, and you've really seen them grow. And it's different for me from a coaching point of view. With the academy, you're just coaching sort of the skills and the fundamentals of the game, but with the university, you actually see how they produce on the pitch in a match day environment. So for me, it's a really good thing to get involved in. But no, the boys have produced really well, so hopefully they can finish strong this season.
And this might sound like a strange question, because of course rugby is a results game, and every time you go on the pitch, whether it's as a player, as a coach, as a fan, you want to win, you want your team to win. But how important are the results on a Wednesday evening under the lights for this group compared to, I don't know, the player development or the personal development of those boys in the Swansea jersey?
Yeah, it's about winning. I think it's a competitive league, and they all want to win. Obviously you focus on the development and how the players are doing individually, but yeah, for us as coaches and players, you play the game to win, let's be honest. So I think that's what it's all about.
Tell us about Hugh Gus.
What about him?
Well, anything we need to know, because of course he's been an integral part, firstly with Shuan as DOR, who we've got on co-coms this evening, but now sort of taken the realm in her absence, you're in as well, and he's built the team that's got them to this point, got them promoted into BUCS Super Rugby. He still needs to win a varsity, maybe that's coming up, but you could and should finish 5th in the league. He seems to be building something pretty special here.
He's tremendous, and I've been working the last 2 years with the academy and down here, and there's nothing he doesn't not do. He's everywhere. He's sorting the kit out. He's basically doing everything as far as the university is concerned. And like you say, he got or helped get the team to the BUCS Super League. I think they had the BUCS playoff final the same day as the varsity match. There was actually 2 games on that day, and hopefully, for him, for all the work he's done, we can finish off with a varsity win at the end.
Well, that was one of the most historic days in BUCS Super Rugby, and I'm sure it's one that the players who were involved, including some of the players tonight, would love to tell you all about if they get the chance. James, absolute pleasure to have a chat.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
And let's hear from Hugh Gustafsson now. Swansea University, the club that nobody wants to play. Is that because of your form on the pitch, or because of the conditions when people have got to travel down here?
I think it's an omen for us. We do play well in the wet weather because we're used to Swansea rugby, the Swansea weather. But no, I think it's just a bit of confidence building after a couple of wins, and it's all about the players out there, and with a bit of wins underneath their belt, a bit of belief in us, and we're playing well.
Well, 5 wins from the last 5 games, but the manner of those wins, they've all been decided by a converted score or less. There must be a heck of a lot of belief in this group.
Yeah, every game we've played so far, bar nothing, we've been losing half time, so it's that belief in the change room, and everyone's confident to go out there, the game plan we're understanding, and you can't fault the effort for 80 minutes, 80 minutes performance in our team, and we work hard for that 80 minutes.
2 games left this season. I mean, it's the final round, but with reschedules. 4 points from those 2 games, and you finish 5th in the league. Even if the wheels fall off, you finish 6th. After the start of the season and those 3 bad results at the beginning, that's a heck of a return.
Look, it was such a tough start for us with Exeter and they're a great side, and I think we had a bit of a shell shock syndrome, but from we've grown and our players have actually played before COVID. I think we haven't played that much, and now they've adapted to the hard league that BUCS is, and it's a bit of a shock to a few players, and they've learned from mistakes, and the best time you learn is from mistakes.
And you've got a strong side out tonight, but also is it 6 or 7 of your group with Wales under-20s as well?
Yeah, and again, Ben Gregory's starting at 6, who is not affiliated with any academy, just a Swansea University player. That's great for him, and congratulations to him and the other players representing the university and representing Wales on Thursday.
So the cameras are down here tonight at legendary St Helens for the first time, and that's something that you and the club have earned. Another opportunity to get a result against an established university side in Bath. A knockout to look forward to, a varsity to look forward to. It's all built into quite the crescendo this season.
Yeah, but we can't underestimate who we're playing. Bath, they took us right to the end. We were winning the game for 60 minutes and they came back and took the points off us. I think we went from a 5-point winning game to a 2-point loss. And you look, they've taken Exeter to an edge, Calf Met to an edge. We can't underestimate who we got first. And we focus on every game we got first and then evaluate afterwards. But it's going to be a big game tonight for us.
Everybody in Welsh rugby knows St Helens, but we've got a lot of viewers around the world, a lot of English rugby fans who might not know it. It's a special place, this. What can the people who are tuning into a match for the first time here at St Helens expect to see out on this pitch?
It's quite a big area. You look behind me, it's not enclosed in that much, so it's a bit of wind, so you play with the elements. Also, it's quite a wide pitch, so we look to play some rugby no matter what the elements are. And hopefully we do get our rugby fans out there, so that the furthest stand will be full tonight, hopefully.
Hopefully. Looking forward to it. Good luck.
Thanks very much. Good luck.
Scott Jenkins, Swansea University, number 8.
Hugh Gustafsson, I'm the head coach for Swansea University rugby team.
Well, obviously on the field, you know, our first season getting 2 wins over Cardiff is obviously a great, you know, achievement for us as a club. But obviously, you know, getting to playoff spot as well. It's obviously fantastic for us for our first season there, so no, it's great. I think it's just to improve on our last year here. Obviously we got into a playoff spot, but it's just a push on from there. Obviously the new group of lads in, obviously because with everything going on, we've recruited well. But I think it's just, you know, making a good account of myself again this year and just improve from last time.
Yeah, just keep progressing. Look, we're not going to win the league, to be honest. No, because there's some really good teams here and they've been established 10 years and built, you know, 5-6 deep depth width of teams, but we're going to keep on fighting, keep on working hard, and we'll probably be a few more surprises we're going to put out there. So the first one we always say is jouer. We're going to play with a bit of jouer. Things in rugby break down and we always play jouer in green, so a big emphasis on that is enjoy it, bit of fun. We've got to play rugby. Second is hard work. Like we said, coachable. I can't coach us, down to the players. And the last one is family. And these boys live with each other. You know, we've been through pandemics, they've been through a month outbreak, they've been through tough times with each other. And so I would say the 3 things are jouer, hard work and family.
Well, the teams are out on a massive night of BUCS Super Rugby here in the rain at St Helens. Let's get a look at how they line up. Mills is back at tight head prop, Fletcher unavailable for selection. Cadden Manley and Chris Thompson are partnered in the second row. Manley coming in as a last minute substitution. The back row unchanged from last week with Barraclough at 6, Bray at 7 and Kai Davis packs down at number 8. Landon Parks at 9 and 10 unchanged since round 10. Gwyn Parks has started every game this season. The back line remains mainly the same. Reese away, so Stewart shifts wings and Cam Taylor lines up at 14. Armstrong and Case in the centres with Dylan White at full back. We'll take a look at the Bath side shortly. In fact, let's do it now quickly before they kick off. Stanley returns at loose head in place of Cave with Spandler out. George Studdard gets his BSR debut at hooker. Berry in the back line. The engine room is captained by Ed Ashcroft. But let's go through that in full a little bit later because the game is underway. Bath attacking the try line to your left into the elements in the first half. And Shuan, I'll be honest, oh hello, we've got a charge down here, an early chance for Swansea. That's cleaned up by George Warboys and he kicks clear. Well, not quite clear, but it's been knocked on. That's the first handling error. And we'll go down for the set scrum. What I was going to say, Shuan, is I expected your throne to be a little more luxurious than this.
Swansea's finest this is, but what a great stadium. It's, as you mentioned earlier, St Helens is a wonderful place to be. Right on the seafront here. Unfortunately the conditions aren't great tonight, but the Swansea boys will be used to this. Early momentum from them with that charge down. Unfortunately Oscar didn't gather that then. I think he could have been in the corner.
Well, the kick from George Warboys, one of the standout stars of BUCS Super Rugby this season. Didn't quite find touch. His hooker, George Studdard, it's his first start, the 7th hooker that Bath have used this season. Swansea looking to get an early march on the scrum, and Bath looking to play some rugby from inside their own 22, and away they go as well. What a break this is from Bevan Howells. That is a net gain. Tosses the ball away, but a couple of early holes there in the Swansea defence that Bevan Howells has looked to take advantage of. Versatile member of the backline, Howells. Big ball carrier, but also has covered 10 this year. Little fumble there from Parks. He puts it skyward. Expect to see plenty of that tonight. Well taken by Sam Mercer on the left wing. He wins the collision. Couple of early confident carries by Bath. Plenty of rugby around the league tonight. The game is being live streamed from Hollow Drift, where Durham are expected to win the league against Northumbria. Cardiff met against Exeter as well. First penalty of the match goes Bath's way.
I was just going to say, a few fumbled balls there. I think it's pretty slippery out there. The rain is coming across here in Swansea. Doesn't look too bad from where we're standing, but I think it's pretty slippery out there tonight. But what a great line by the centre early on there by Bath. I'm sure they'll take confidence from that.
Well, that was one of the things that really stood out at that game at Kincoid, wasn't it? The quality of the handling in the conditions.
Yeah, definitely. It's the quality of the handling in tough conditions up in Kincoid. Both teams are probably just settling into it now, and will get used to the conditions. Both probably a little bit nervous. Bath have got a point to prove tonight, and Swansea are itching for that win to secure a 5th spot.
Well, not just a point to prove, but points to win. They're the only team in the top 9 whose destiny isn't in their own hands. Victory here is a non-negotiable, as that's another good line hit. Swansea having to make plenty of tackles early in this first half. Another good dummy there by Bevan Howells. Well, the ball's gone forward there, but Bevan Howells looks like he's up for it this evening, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he is up for it. That's another great line. Unfortunately, he spilled the ball in contact there, but he's looking like a dominant force, physical, but running some good lines as well.
Well, he's playing for Bath, but he's from Cardiff, and he's been involved with Wales Sevens and Cardiff Blues Academy as they were then, so he'd love to come to Swansea and prove a point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plenty of opportunities for rivalries. If Swansea are successful this evening and do finish 5th, then they'll have either Loughborough or Cardiff Met in the quarter-finals, both teams who they've beaten in their recent history. For Bath, best case scenario is 7th, probably going to be 8th, so it'll be Exeter or Durham for them. Very daunting away trips both. But what about this scrum from Swansea? They've won the advantage. Again, it's scrappy ball, so we'll go back for the penalty.
Yeah, second scrum of the night there. Swansea seem to be having the dominant edge in those first 2 scrums. I'm sure they got a wealth of experience there with Marty as loose head and Tom Mills as tight head, so I'm sure they'll be looking to stamp their ground there tonight.
A fantastic kick, and Swansea into the Bath 22 from the penalty. Marty Mulhall is one of the ones I've got my eye on, because I know he's signed for someone, but no one will tell me who, so that is going to be some exciting news coming out of Swansea University. Very bright future for the man wearing number 1 in green this evening. So Josh Moore captaining the side from hooker. He's got the line out in the 22. Oh, and that's not gone according to plan. There was the late change, of course, in the second row. Cadden Manley coming in for Thomas. The exit, something that Bath are really going to have to concentrate on this evening, because when that betrayed them last week against Cardiff, it was all one-way traffic. They were in the game till half-time. In fact, they led by a point at half-time and ended up conceding 50. Now it is Warboys. Puts in the grubber kick. Again, not picked up particularly clean. And Swansea can attack from deep. Good carry. Gwyn Parks in behind, trying to direct traffic. It's been knocked on by Swansea. Few unforced errors, and they've coughed the ball up there. Still 0-0 in the opening salvo. Oh, massive shot there in midfield. Oh, and another gap appears. Great impetus early on from Bath, and the inside ball as well. Swansea scrambling. Ball goes to ground. I think that's gone forward as well. Certainly has off Swansea.
Yeah, it was a great tip midfield there. So, some pace from the prop as well to make that break and go downfield. Unfortunately, knocked that on in contact, but some good counter-attack there by Bath.
And a few gaps early on in the Swansea defence. Still 0-0. I believe the ball went forward off Bath first from the offload. It was Archie Griffin. Third start in a row at tight head. Bath Senior Academy member. They've used plenty of tight head props this year. Zach Giannini, he's a Swansea boy, Wales under-20. He's been injured for most of the season after a bright start. And in fact, they've ignored the ball going forward, and it's actually going to be Bath's put-in. So what an opportunity here.
Yeah, tough place to defend from there. 22 midfield scrum. Multi-option year for Bath, so it'll be interesting to see what they do now.
Well, they've got Warboys, the outside half in the scrum cap to the left. He's had a great season, 129 points, second highest point scorer in the league behind Brad Roderick Evans. He's 4 points ahead of Gwyn Parks, who's on 125. He's at Bath University, but he's come through that academy programme, Beach and Cliff School. He's involved with the senior academy as well. So in it comes from Wootton. Another steady scrum as Mackenzie Graham goes. They go up the short side. Swansea trying to get over the ball. And in fact, have they turned it over there? Yes, they have. Great industry from Swansea. And the opportunity disappears for Bath.
That was a much better scrum by Bath then as well, at an important point. Unfortunately, couldn't go through the phases, but I'm sure they take confidence from that scrum now.
Well, the box kick from Davland is a good one. Has that gone forward of Oscar Stewart? No, says the referee. And the action continues. Swansea turning defence into attack and wrestling up over 10 metres. Good momentum for the first time for the home team. In front of that stand. Here's Barraclough. And now it slows down, so Land digs. Gwyn Parks with the crossfield kick. Someone to chase. Oh, not quite this time, but great invention there from Parks, and Bath back defending their own 22.
Yeah, great kick there by Gwyn Parks, great vision, and actually that was the combo that won them the game up in Met. Cameron Taylor come on up in Met and gathered that ball to score the try to win them the game. So, Cam's had the nod today. He's obviously impressed over the last few weeks as well.
3 tries this season for Cam Taylor, including that winner at King Coyd. Another tough line out here for Studdard.
Yeah, tough corner that to get out of. It's quite open there, so a real tough corner.
Oh, it's been picked up at the back, and Swansea taking advantage of a Bath mistake. We said it was a difficult corner to get out of. Exactly how difficult will it be? Oh, the first 5-pointer goes Swansea's way. Tom Mills pounces on a loose ball. That's the corner they'll be plugging in these conditions. George Stuttard couldn't find his man, and Tom Mills makes it Swansea 5, Bath 0.
Yeah, great strength there by Tom Mills. He's a strong boy, a great player, using all his force there to get over the line. But great reactions for Swansea off the spill in the line out to come away with the points there.
And of course it works two ways, doesn't it? Because it's great vision, great strength from the prop, but Bath aren't set up for that. And very often, turnover ball like that is a gift, and you've got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. From mistakes sometimes, that's when your best opportunities come. So to be alert there and take that opportunity is big. 10 minutes in, it's been pretty even until that point, I think.
Well, the flags go up. Gwyn Parks moves to 127 points for the season. And most importantly for Swansea, they take a 7-0 lead after just over 10 minutes. And I think given the couple of line breaks, given the fact they've been inside their own 22, Swansea will probably be quite happy with that.
Yeah, very happy. I think, we've had a couple of visits to Bath 22, but also Bath have spent time down in Swansea's half as well. wins with Swansea this half, and that's a great kick by, straight out, sorry.
Oh, it's gone straight out.
Yeah.
There was me thinking about 50-22s, and then goes out on the full.
Pressure's back on Swansea now, you know, just outside their own 22 now. I'm sure Bath will execute this line out.
Well, the chance for George Studdard to throw in a much less pressured situation. The debutant finds his man this time. Much better from Studdard, unmistakable, as he takes his position in the armchair. That hooker jersey has been very generous in terms of BUCS Super Rugby tries over the years. When we think about players like Tom Doughty, former record try scorer before Fred Davis of Durham took that mantle, and this is very promising from Bath as well, looking to strike straight back. They made 15 metres on this drive. This looking very good for Bath. Very, very good for Bath. They're over. What a response from the visitors, and what a catch and drive, executed to perfection.
Yeah, outstanding. That was a great line now, great execution. Ball top of the lifter there, but also the setup of Bath. They were patient, they were tight. You know, it did stop for a period of time there, but they were patient, got back round, and Swansea didn't look like stopping that, so that was brilliant by Bath.
Well, that line out was 26 metres out?
Yeah.
We set it up, didn't we? We said it had been generous over the years. Tom Doughty made a career out of scoring tries, and now he's going great guns at Bath Rugby off the back of it. Beautifully drilled. They took their time, but they're back in the game. Swansea 7, Bath 5. Here's Warboys with the conversion from the touchline into the win. Not an easy kick. And the hometown breeze has caught hold of that one. Swansea 7, Bath 5.
Yeah, what a response from Bath there. You know, a Bath mistake at the line out cost them, but now, you know, what a response. Strike straight back. That was a great driving maul, and I'm sure they'll use that as a weapon tonight now and take confidence from that.
And most importantly as well, into the wind. This is not the kind of game where you want to go in. Well, Swansea will want to go in the lead at half time, which hasn't been something they've done recently. They've been chasing the game, but you don't want to chase it into these conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. That win's a huge bonus, especially here at St Helens. So, you know, Swansea will want to be looking to capitalise on that win first half. So that was a great score by Bath.
Well, Sam Mercer won't want to watch that back. He's fumbled the restart, and it's gone out. And Swansea have got a line out, 8 metres from the Bath line? Words to be had at half time around restarts, I'd have thought.
Yeah, definitely. And do you know what? I think that's been story of the year for Swansea, actually. They create opportunities, execute opportunities, but then give easy possession back. But yeah, they'll take that one from Bath now.
So Josh Moore finds his man. Bath strike, and then Moore gets on the ball. It's not as clean from Swansea, but now it starts to move forward, and Josh Moore on the ball. It's broken up though, and the referee having a word, telling them to do something with it. Still moving towards the line though for Swansea. There are Bath bodies trying to disrupt, and they have disrupted. Excellent defence there on the maul from Bath.
Yeah, brilliant defence there by Bath. Swansea just looked a bit high, a bit disjointed, didn't really get any momentum with that, so Bath really split that up. So yeah, that's a huge result for Bath, you know, 5 metres out. I'm sure they'll get out of their own 22 now.
Well, the medic's on already, patching up the wounded soldiers from a player's perspective. Obviously we don't want anybody to be injured, but likewise all the lads out there will be thinking, can we get on with it please, because it is absolutely freezing, isn't it? They won't want to spend any longer stood still than they have to.
No, definitely not 15 minutes in. They'll want to be getting back down there now and playing high tempo rugby in these conditions tonight. But saying that, it's pretty cold. It's tough to throw the ball around. We've seen a couple of knock-ons. It's pretty slippery out there tonight.
Well, Bath with the chance to clear the lines, which they do. Well, 2 tries in the match so far, and both coming from mistakes, of course. The first from the overthrown line out, the second from the kick going straight out.
Yeah, definitely. I think in these conditions tonight, I think the team that capitalises on the mistakes the most, you know, slippery, very windy, the rain is coming down here, so the team that capitalises on those opportunities the most will come out on top tonight.
Well, the Swansea have pinched the line out there. Davlan gets drilled. That was Xavier Hastings who put the shot in. Open side flanker. He's been playing in the Championship with Hartbury, having formerly been with the Bath setup. Really good line speed from Bath as well, putting the pressure on Swansea on the 10-metre line. Slow ball. Nobody stood on the blind side for Swansea. Everyone open and plenty of bodies.
Yeah, Swansea need to look up here, as you say. Swansea are all on the left. Bath have actually got a couple of players on the blind side, even though there's no one there.
Another penalty conceded at the breakdown, so momentum killers for Swansea. And Bath dealing with the threat very well in these opening 17 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can see Bath are pretty hungry for this tonight. They want to stay in that fighting chance of a playoff, and their bodies on the lines. They're working hard at the moment. So, yeah, be interesting to see how it pans out now.
Well, they're so unpredictable, Bath. They're so unpredictable. So Exeter could win their 11th game in a row this evening, but they were lucky to get anything from Bath. They scored last play tries both times to get those bonus point wins, but then they disappear out of a game and concede 50 points against Cardiff. It is so difficult to get a read on them, but watching them here for 17 minutes, particularly defensively, they look very committed indeed. But Swansea back up over halfway. It's a real battle in that maul. A couple of players on the blind side for Swansea. Land thinks about the kick and then finds Parks, who has a little dart himself, just about gets back as far as the gain line. Advantage here for Swansea. Who's going to put a boot on it here, if anyone? Oh, big shot there on Armstrong. Go back for the penalty. It was Eddie Anderson for Bath who made a great tackle. Another versatile back rower, Anderson. Played at 6 and 7 this year. Full skill set. As Parks with the wind has another chance to get some territory. Another fabulous kick. Really good kick.
Be interested to see now if Swansea can get that driving maul going. In this corner, 5-6 metres out. They want to get a bit of a rumble on here, so it'll be interesting to see if they can execute the line out and move Bath here.
Red zone efficiency is going to be massive this evening. Swansea have spurned a couple of chances and maybe taken one that they shouldn't have, and another one's gone. Hastings gets his head down and takes them centrally, gives them the chance to exit. Oh, massive shot! Swansea dishing it in the opponent's 22. They don't want to necessarily box kick from here because this is Gwyn Park's drop goal range.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with this wind.
Well, he's adamant that the first one went over against Cardiff Met. Second one certainly did. War Boys puts it onto the left foot. Slices it clear, but decent clearance in the end.
Even though it's tough conditions, I'm sure Swansea would be a little bit disappointed with their line-out execution at the moment. They went front ball at that last line-out for that driving maul, but still spilt it, so I think lifts, jumps, and that accuracy needs to go up in this game.
Well, credit to the supporters. They are in fine fettle over in that stand. It's just about the only place where there's any cover at all, so they've done well, but there aren't nearly enough coats for my liking. Some highly underdressed players as Bath do well to hold this more, but now it starts to creep forward for Swansea. 2 points in the lead. And towards the 22, and now they peel away through more. Can they take advantage of a chance this time? Bath defending really narrow, and that's a really strong carry. Options both sides now for Swansea. Again, Bath committing bodies. They managed to force some handling errors And have they managed to turn the ball over? Yeah, yes they have.
Yeah, Bath are doing really well in the contact area actually to slow ball down and turn it over. They're really targeting that area and have had high reward so far.
Well, they've only found Gwyn Parks, who puts on the footwork and gets dragged down when it looked like he could show a clean pair of heels. Good acceleration there from the BUCS Super Rugby veteran. Swansea straight back into the Bath 22. Bath undoing their really good defensive work with one poor kick. The Swansea go in search of the second try. Playing with the wind here at St Helens. You can see the battle scars on the pitch start to appear as well. Although to be fair, the surface seems to be playing pretty well. Now, penalty Swansea. Oh, they've gone quickly. Oh, big shot on Dav Land. Someone dishing out some punishment for him being a cheeky scrum half, but there's a massive opportunity now for Swansea. They keep it narrow. Scored their first try from close range. Will they score the second from similar? Right under the sticks. Been a few back-to-back phases now in the 22. Pressure starting to build for the home team. Big phase in this game. If Bath can escape, this will feel monumental. Another pick, another go, still short. They think they're close this time. Referee having a good look. But we can see they're still short. And the ball hasn't been grounded. And Bath will restart us from under the sticks. Well, this is Dav Land going quickly. I think he gets absolutely melted here.
Yeah, it's a great shot. You know, Dav's really alert there and looking to get over the line. That's a great shot by the Bath player to stop his momentum. You know, Swansea maybe should have they looked at taking the points there. Would have been 10-5 up in front of the post. Definitely kickable. And yeah, giving possession back to Bath now, held up over the line.
Well, particularly on a night when opportunities are going to be difficult to take advantage of. Even if you score a try, the conversion is going to be difficult. 10-5 could be a key score.
Yeah, definitely. We've spoken about the wind and the rain, and that's in Swansea's favour this half. So, you know, I think for me, you'd be looking to build the scoreline this half. So, you know, it's pressure on Bath to reclaim second half. So, yeah, personally, maybe would have taken the points there and then go again. But yeah, possession back to Bath, and Swansea will end up, you know, halfway down the field, I'm sure, again.
Well, plenty of other games this evening. As we've mentioned, Durham expected to lift the trophy later on. Any victory for them against Northumbria would be enough to see them lift the league title, the BUCS Super Rugby League title, for the second time back-to-back with the COVID disruption. Exeter still got a glimmer of hope, but they need to go to King Coyd and get a victory, although Swansea have shown us that that's possible this season. Right, Land is underneath that one. Here is Armstrong. Takes Swansea back to a central position, just outside the 22. There's Parks, tips that one on. There's Chris Thompson. Swansea come again, holding on to the ball a little bit better now. Those early handling errors seem to have disappeared. Parks out the back to Armstrong, and now a little bit of width on it. Cam Taylor steps inside, and he's met by some Bath tacklers. Rain still absolutely hammering down here. Not showing any signs of dissipating either, these difficult conditions. Parks again, short pass. Trying to put players through holes that aren't there at the moment. Bath looking very resolute in defence, but now is there a little bit of space out wide. Swansea into the 22. One more pass might do it as they check inside. And the ball's gone forward once more. And can Bath go from deep? Well, that's been half charged down, so there'll be no advantage. And again, the hard work undone.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bath's defence has been outstanding so far. They've been really aggressive. They're getting off the line, making big tackles. But I think it's actually on out wide, and I think Swansea just proved that. If they can play out the back a little bit more, get into the wide channels, I think they'll get better meterage there. But yeah, again, skill knock on. And yeah, ball back to Bath.
They worked really hard to create that space, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, absolutely. You know, some big carries by the forwards. They were punching up, did well to retain possession. So yeah, it was some phases there to find that space. But yeah, Bath's defence seems to be narrow and aggressive. So I do believe that it's on in the wider channels.
Well, George Wotton putting the ball in here. Swansea had the impetus in the first couple of scrums, but Bath seemed to have steadied the ship. As I say that, the referee wants to reset.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bath have seemed to have found their feet in the scrum and seem a little bit more settled there than the first couple. So, yes, a reset scrum.
In the front rows, the two Archies, Stanley and Griffin either side for Bath in the front row, Stuttard in between them. Martin Mulhall, Josh Moore and Tom Mills, the try scorer of the front row for Swansea. Both teams showing that you need strength in depth to be competitive in this league, well, in any league really. Good props are like gold dust.
Yeah, they are, especially in this league now. You know, you've got to have good strength and depth because other universities have that, and it's just really important to have that depth chart and to be able to compete at the top level.
Well, it was a messy scrum, but it has come back Swansea's way, and they're back inside the 22. Good tackle there made by Anderson. And Swansea still able to scramble forward. That was Bob Bray. So we're going back for another penalty. Penalty advantage from the scrum. Now, will they go for the posts this time? 3 easy points on offer, and
looks like they're going for corner, so hopefully they execute this line out, because that line out execution hasn't been there so far. It doesn't seem like everything's triggering right, and maybe that late change to the second row has an impact on that. So
it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you go through all these phases inside the opponent's 22 and you think, well, we need to leave with at least 5 points here. But if they don't, and they've turned down a kickable 3 points twice, then there's a momentum shift. That could be huge.
Yeah, massive.
So watch out for Josh Moore now as he joins. He's found his man this time, and he tucks himself in. Starts to move towards the open side. That's broken up, and Moore has to take it to ground, so they're not going to be able to drive their way over, but they are going to be able to take their way, or make their way, to within a couple of metres here, Swansea. Surely, at some point, the Blue Dam has to yield. Bath defending well so far, but doing a lot of defending. And Swansea keep it narrow, perhaps the most sensible choice in these conditions, but 4 or 5 metres away now, they're really going to have to graft to get there. That graft begins now. Well, Davlan stood a metre or 2 away. He knows he's not getting anywhere near it. Swansea over. Are they? Well, the ball appears to be over the line. The referee hasn't immediately given it. Is there a conversation happening? Yes, there is. Upon consultation, Swansea have got the second.
Yeah, that was much better patience by Swansea, better height. I think was it Kai Davis that got over, or was it Caden Manley? One of the two. Can't quite recognise from here, but yeah, great height and good execution. They'll be pleased to come away with some points after not taking the 3.
Well, that feels like a very, very important period of play there. Bath have absorbed a lot of pressure. And Davis manages to get over. So, Gwyn Parks having turned down the penalty twice from a very similar position to this kick, actually. Just struggling to get the tee where he wants it.
Yeah, tough kick this in these conditions.
Well, the wind is with him, but it's blowing away from the post, if that makes sense. Kind of towards him, into that corner. So he'll start this one just outside the left post and hope the wind does the trick, which it does. Great nudge. Swansea 14, Bath 5.
Yeah, it didn't look in doubt. Gwyn would have practiced loads of those on a Monday night and training down here. So yeah, probably confidence levels is up for Gwyn tonight. And he's a great kicker, to be fair to him.
Well, that's the grounding there. Very, very clear. Bath claiming that they've got a foot underneath it, but I think that is incredibly optimistic.
You've got to try. You've got to try.
Yes, you have. Swansea 14, Bath 5. Consultation was a good one, and we're back underway. And another knock-on from the restart from Swansea.
Yeah, again, every time there seems to be Swansea get some points on the board. The last one kicked straight out, and now a knock-on. You know, they'd be disappointed with that. They want to keep gathering their momentum instead of giving possession back to Bath.
Give me a coach's perspective, because you know you've coached this and other teams, and also still playing at the very, very highest level. Must be frustrating on the sidelines when there's nothing you can do and you go through all that good work and then potentially undo it.
Yeah, do you know what? I actually think it's harder being on the sidelines than on the field, because there's nothing you can do and you've just got to fix them in the moments. But actually, restart is a massive part of the game.
And we will restart with a set scrum. Cast your mind back. Swansea took the lead, then made a mistake from the kick-off reception that led to a Bath try. Exactly the same has happened. I think at 14-5, having the lead of slightly more than a score is a huge asset. And both teams have got plenty to be pleased with, actually.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Bath started really well, actually. A couple of great line breaks, couple of great lines, really physical. Bath have been throughout this first half. Yes, they'll be probably looking to convert something here now in Swansea's half. There's only 8 minutes till half time, so you know if they keep within 2 tries, you know that's not bad with the conditions that are here tonight.
Oh, that is well held there by Bevan Howells. Looked like it was going to slip free like a bar of soap, and now it's Swansea's turn to defend as Bath send the big men forward. Getting over gain line as well. Really good carries into the wind, into the rain. Here's Archie Stanley. Bath still not quite in the Swansea 22, but certainly knocking on the door as Wootton takes them central again.
Yeah, forwards really fronted up here. You know, they're getting over the gain line with their carries, being really physical. Not
Kick in behind here and one to chase, and oh, that is a very, very good chase back. Swansea are 5 metres from their own line, but we've seen players come unstuck, sliding back to take those. It was George Warboys who decided to put boot to ball. And again, smart option. Wouldn't be surprised if this goes on the boot sooner rather than later, and it is Quinn Parks who does exactly that. Tough kick to take and taken well over the shoulder. Now a bit of broken field to aim at here. Bevan Howells. Looks like he loves getting his hands on the ball. Not seen much of Luca Migno yet. Very elusive strike runner at 15. Another BUCS Super Rugby veteran, seems to have been around forever. Frenchman. Oh, lovely little tip there, and Archie Stanley threatening to burst clear again. Now Warboys takes it to the line, and eats a shoulder. Thought he saw a gap there. Defenders very much disagreeing with him. Some massive hits, as you'd expect in these conditions. Players thrive in them, but Bath stringing some phases together here. Another good line, another good shot. Oh, there'll be some sore bodies tomorrow, and we've still got a half and a bit of rugby to play. As Bath make the error, talking about undoing the hard work, but much more positive from the visitors.
Yeah, Bath, really good work by the forwards there. I'm actually really impressed with the two props from Bath. Both Archies, they're carrying really well. You know, they're not just doing a lot of work at scrum time. They're putting themselves forward as big ball carriers and getting over the line. They'd be disappointed with that. They don't know if there was a need for a missed pass there, especially in these conditions, especially after all the work they just done. They could have just passed the ball through the hands, and I think there might have been a little overlap.
Well, some great carrying from Bath, but some real physicality in defence from Swansea as well.
Yeah, definitely some great shots there. Fair few phases played and a fair bit of pressure Swansea were under, but look comfortable.
The ball has spilled out the back there, and the Swansea player has been pulled back in. I'm not entirely sure how that's Bath advantage, but they do have the ball. And now, maybe the chance to get it wide. Swansea with some defending to do. Warboys shifts it on. Really good clear out there. And Bath putting some pace on the game and then some pace on the ball. And Mercer gets dragged down. Another good shot right in front of the Swansea faithful as well. When the game is narrow, both teams' defences are licking their lips at the chance to put some tackles in. Chop tackle that time. So Wootton. There's Ed Ashcroft there. Again, Howell's desperate to get his hands on the ball, and he gets met. Was that Bob Bray chopping his knees off? And then conceding the penalty.
Yeah, it was a great tackle by Bob Bray. Unfortunately, I think Josh Moore comes in off his feet then. So penalty bar. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. Yeah, I think they're going to have to go for the corner, because with the wind, the posts are going to be perhaps a long way away. Yeah, agreed. So George Warboys takes Bath into the 22, gives them another opportunity to get that maul working. Yeah, they'll take confidence from that first try they scored from the driving maul, so I'm sure they'll be looking to do the same again. Just 22 metres out now, scored from 25, 26 earlier, so I'm sure they take confidence from that. Need to execute the line out to begin with. Yeah, first job, George Stuttard needs to find the man, which he does. Now it sets, they lose that initial metre, then it starts to go forward. And Swansea just adding a few more bodies to try and slow it down. They're going to have to use it this time. Well, it's going to ground, and it's going to ground legally. So Swansea passed the first test, and nearly an intercept thrown by George Warboys. Instead it's back with Bath. Brilliant opportunity now just before half time. If they could get themselves to within a score, then they will be very confident going into the second half. I'm super impressed with Archie there, the tight end prop from Bath. He's getting over the gain line every carry. Oh, has that been knocked on deliberately or accidentally? Because if it's deliberately, there could be a decision to be made. Oh, accidentally. Okay, either way, great attacking opportunity here for Bath. Yeah, Archie Griffin, you can't miss him with that. What would we describe it as? I'm not sure. Is it a mullet? A long mullet? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But whatever it is, it's long. And I'm sure usually it flaps in the wind, but obviously the rain has got to it. But he had that fantastic break early in the match. And he's taken that confidence and really taken it to Swansea in the open. Yeah, I think his stats will be really up there so far in this match. You know, he's putting himself forward, and he's working hard as well. You know, he's got the scrum to deal with, but he's probably one of Bath's biggest ball carriers so far. Well, at the scrum here, Bath have kept two on the narrow side as that's gone to ground, and it's Bath who win the penalty. Now there's a big choice to be had. Or made, should I say, at 14-5. What would you do, Siwan? Personally, I'd probably take the points here. You know, 1 minute left to play. You go in one try behind, essentially, with the win second half. So, yeah, for me, it would be a no-brainer. Let's go in 1 point, one try behind, and come out second half with the win. Well, that is exactly what they've decided to do. And with the 4 points off the boot, Gwyn Parks and George Warboys actually on the same amount for the season now, 129 each. This will take Warboys up over 130. Already one kick unsuccessful, difficult one into the wind across the face of goal, but this one, even in these conditions, about as easy as it gets. Bang in front of the sticks, 13 metres out, and he opens his account for the evening. Swansea 14, Bath 8. Yeah, sure, Bath be looking to clear their lines. Not much time left on the clock of this half, so I'm sure they'll be looking to get a clean restart and clear the lines, get back down into Swansea's 22. They don't want pressure up here with the wind against them. Well, just a reminder for you, if you're watching BUCS Super Rugby with us for the first time, our clock is not linked in with the referee's watch. We're pretty close. In fact, we're incredibly close, because as our clock goes red, the referee decides that he's seen enough. We are halfway through in the wind and the rain here at St Helens, and as we expected, it is a great game, and it's game on. Swansea 14, Bath 8. Siwan, your thoughts on the first 40? Yeah, it's been a great half of rugby, and I think you can see that Bath are super hungry to come away with a win today, to be in that chance of a playoff. You know, it's so important to these players. They sacrifice so much week in, week out, and you can see they want it. So, been super impressed actually, especially with Bath's line out and their forwards, the way they're putting their bodies on the line. So, yeah, a good first half, and Swansea capitalising on 2 opportunities out there.
Swansea 14, Bath 8. We've got 3 tries to have a look at, so let's take a look at some of the best bits of the half. Now, it was a shaky start from both teams. Swansea had fluffed their lines once or twice, and Bath really gifted them that opening score.
Yeah, they did. You know, it was a couple of mistakes, a lot of errors in that first 10-15 minutes, I'd say, and capitalising on that mistake, then Swansea get over Tom Mills with great strength to get over the line.
Yeah, that was from an overthrown line out. Then, almost directly from that, Swansea kicked the ball out on the full, and this is a textbook example of a catch and drive.
Yeah, outstanding, brilliant driving maul, great setup and great patience. Stick with it to get over the line. The steam rolling forward there, that was a brilliant driving maul by Bath.
There will be a certain selection of the rugby public who will just be watching that. Some people just don't like to see it slung wide, they just like to see the forwards do the bump and grind, and that's exactly what we saw there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think a lot in conditions like this, forwards get through a lot of hard graft, and a driving maul can be an absolute weapon.
Well, Swansea got the second. Again, it was from close range after a lot of phases in the Bath 22, and obviously needed sounds like an exaggeration, but if they hadn't have left with 7 points there, it would have felt like a huge opportunity missed.
Yeah, definitely. Swansea have been playing well and pressing a fair few times. Entries into Bath 22 was probably, you know, a fair few times, but didn't capitalise on that. 2 opportunities to go for posts, didn't take them. So yeah, needed to get over the whitewash there, really.
Well, right at the end of the half, there was the War Boys penalty, so that is where we are. Swansea 14, Bath 8. This is the last round of BUCS Super Rugby before we go into the playoffs. There are a few other loose ends that need to be tied up, but everyone wants a spot at the finals. It is April the 13th, BUCS Super Rugby and the Women's National League. It's at Six Ways, and you can be there. The teams are out for the second half. Hopefully, wherever you're watching around the world is a lot warmer and drier than this. The conditions are tough, but the quality is fantastic here at BUCS Super Rugby. Swansea looking for a 5th place finish. They've got their noses in front. Bath playing for their lives. A victory here to give themselves a chance of reaching the playoffs. Some really interesting results so far from around the grounds as well. Leeds Beckett 21, Loughborough 21. Loughborough already guaranteed a top half finish. Leeds Beckett still with 3 games to go, but they need positive results. Cardiff met 30 points up against Exeter at King Coyd. Obviously dealing with the conditions better, so Exeter's title dreams are disappearing because Durham are romping home. They were 60 points up against Northumbria last time we checked in. Suwan, we're still here in your throne, in your kingdom. What do you want to see from both sides here? Bath are very much in this game. They've got the conditions. What do they need to do to get themselves over the line?
They need to play in the right areas. You know, we've seen that their line out has been a big threat, especially their driving maul. So they've got the wind now. They need to play in the right areas, get down into Swansea's 22 and use their set piece to their advantage. With Swansea, I would like to see them really, what they've done well over the last few games is move the ball a little bit more and play into space. So I'd like to see them do some more of that.
Well, George Warboys gets the second half underway. And the clearance kick goes straight into touch. Now, this is a fascinating half of rugby because in recent weeks, Swansea have dominated second halves, and that's where they won their games. Bath have disappeared out of games. However, Bath have got the conditions here at St Helens. They've got the wind in their favour, and really the wind in their sails. They'll feel as though they were very competitive in that first half. So strap in.
Yeah, I'm sure Hugo Staffson's message would have been, you know, we need to take confidence from the last few weeks, how we've come out second half, and that's what he'll be looking for from the Swansea team this afternoon. Well,
Stuttard confidently throws to the back, and Bath already on the march from this driving maul. They've made 10 metres, and Swansea flood back to try and stem it, which they do, and Stuttard takes it to ground. George Wotton takes his time over the pass. Misses out Archie Griffin this time. Picks out Stanley instead. Now they send it up through the engine room. Here is Archie Griffin. Loves a carry. They take him low. I think that's the only way to bring him down. Take a barrel-chested prop like that up top. Nice little tip on there by Eddie Anderson. I think there's some afters here, is there? Well, Archie Stanley had hold of the player on the floor, but I think he was looking after him as much as anything because now the medical staff are out and there seems to be a little bit of concern out there.
Yeah, hopefully that's not too serious, but it didn't look nice the way Bath player was holding. I think that's Kai Griffiths on the floor there, so I hope he's okay. You know, he's had a spell out with a hamstring injury, if it is Kai, so fingers crossed he's okay.
Well, he's been one of the outstanding performers. They've managed his minutes, bringing him back from that hamstring injury. He was an absolute enforcer at King Coyd the other week, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was one of his first games back, and we said he'd be coming out with all guns blazing, and he was. He carried the team outstandingly, put in a couple of big shots. He's a physical player, he works hard. You know, he's involved with the Ospreys. And he's been, since he's come back in the Swansea shirt, he's been a wrecking force for them.
Talk to me about varsity then, because I'm fascinated by it. We've got a great crowd here all around BUCS Super Rugby. We've had brilliant crowds, sometimes into the thousands as well. People really coming out on a Wednesday night, come rain or shine, to get behind their players, get behind their teams and enjoy themselves. But the varsity fixture, Swansea versus Cardiff, that's a different ball game altogether.
Oh yes, an outstanding event. You know, second biggest varsity in the UK, biggest varsity in Wales, and biggest student sporting event. It's a great occasion. The noise and everything that's associated with varsity is brilliant. It's a great day out for the students, but I know the boys and the girls love playing in that event as well.
Well, it's not just rugby union, of course. It goes across all of the sports. Is it 50 or 60 in total?
Yeah, it's 40 plus now, I believe.
Okay. And then it all culminates in the Swansea.com stadium for Swansea first versus Cardiff first. Of course, now both BUCS Super Rugby sides. Swansea have won both of the regular season games in the league. I don't think they'll meet in the playoffs, even if they do win their quarterfinals. Or maybe they could meet in the final, but they've got to get there first as Bath try and get this set piece moving again as Stuttard gets met, and that is a huge collision. Swansea coming out on top this time, but Bath with their first foray into the 22. Archie Griffin puts his head down. Wootton looks to spread it. There's the dummy, but Swansea defenders fill in the gaps. Slow ball, slower than Bath would like, but they'll like this field position. It's their first chance to really fire a shot. They're narrow on the open side, but that's the way they go. Now some outside backs start to hug the flank, but again it's Archie Griffin who trucks it up. Warboys to the line, there's Garside. Inside ball is a good one! Bath clean through for the first try of the second half, and that is a fantastic line by Xavier Hastings to pull them right back into it.
Yeah, Bath right back in this game now. You know, great patience there, to be fair. Tough conditions, kept ball, forwards doing hard work, great inside ball, and a great finish there. Bath will be really pleased to convert that early.
Well, that has been a difference between the sides. Bath converting their opportunities as they get them. George Warboys just... Oh, sorry, it was George Wootton with that inside ball. They'd have expected him to find Warboys, but instead he found Hastings, and that's a great line.
Yeah, a great line. 9 scoots across the field there. Great inside line. You know, Swansea's defenders got to stay square there in A and B. I think it was Marty opened up his body, and yeah, he was barely touched then.
Warboys converts, and Bath lead for the first time in the match, 14-15. As we take another look at this, where's the hole?
Yeah, he just moves off his mark there, Marty, and you know, Bath capitalise on that.
Well, less than 5 minutes to the second half gone. 14-15, Swansea reclaim the restart. And look like they have an advantage as well. Dav Land has gone quickly. He's driving into the 22. Good footwork from Land. He slides to within 3 metres. And Swansea looking to bounce back immediately. Well, this game ebbing and flowing beautifully. What a contest to close the season for Bath, who managed to slow the ball down very importantly and make a really good hit there. Swansea losing 2 or 3 metres on the carry, but making them straight back with the next one. Everyone is narrow. The widest player is David Armstrong to the left-hand side for Swansea, who are keeping it up the jumper. And then they knock the ball on. So after that invention from Dav Land, it'll be Bath with the chance to clear the lines.
Yeah, great awareness there by Dav. Knew he had the penalty, went super fast. His acceleration's great. Got 5 metres out. But you can just see there what it means to the Bath players. That celebration from the Swansea knock on there just shows how much it means to those Bath players out here tonight.
That's really permeated the game, isn't it? Not just congratulating players for scoring, but those moments there where you get those little wins as a team.
Yeah, you know, little wins are big momentum shifters, and they're really important. And they're really important to celebrate sometimes, you know, to feel that momentum and change the outcome slightly. Well,
George Warboys waits behind the scrum. I'd imagine he'll be putting a huge boot through this. Oscar Stewart on the left wing, waiting for the miss kick in the scrum cap. He's bouncing up and down, just desperately trying to stay warm out there.
Yeah, wingers haven't had much ball in hand today, have they? So, yeah, as you say, bouncing up and down, trying to keep warm.
He looks a good shape though, doesn't he? He hits the weights room. Yeah,
Oscar, you know, is a phenomenal athlete, to be fair to him. He works hard, he trains hard. Yeah, leaves nothing out there, but he's a absolute great athlete.
Well, the kick doesn't go dead, and instead Dylan White can find Oscar Stewart, who drifts across and then gets the pass away, and there could be some space to attack. on the right hand side here. Swansea straight back into the 22. Last ditch tackle from Bath, could well have been a try saver. Land gets a fabulous offload away, but Swansea beaten by the touchline. What about that handling there from Dav Land?
Yeah, outstanding. You know, it started off from the kick, to be fair. Oscar, great take, I think, give to Cameron Taylor, and then another great offload, getting to an edge. An outstanding play. Unfortunately, Swansea going to touch there, but moving the ball a little bit more, finding space, and a real threat outside Swansea.
Well, as the wind and rain swirls around here, I know I've mentioned it a few times, but my notes that I've prepared are starting to resemble papier-mâché. They are absolutely done and dusted. But it is a real privilege to bring you a match from St Helens, and hopefully you're enjoying this one as much as we are. It is Swansea 14, Bath 15. Bath, 5 defeats in a row, Swansea 5 wins in a row. And I think this match is evidence that this league is so unpredictable and can turn at any time. Warboys drills that with a left foot. Is that off a foot or a hand?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Dave. It's an unpredictable league, but I think that just shows the strength in these squads, and anything can happen. You know, it's an outstanding league, and we see players come through the pathway. Like we said earlier, 7 Swansea players in Wales under-20 squad tomorrow night. You know, and it just shows the strength, the depth in these leagues now. It's a great pathway for players to play in.
Well, speaking of that depth, Bath's Duncan Hood is up with Scotland 20s. He's starting. So George Stuttard, he's the 7th hooker that Bath have used this year, and he started the season in the 6th. He's a fresher, he's getting the opportunity, and I think he's acquitted himself incredibly well.
Yeah, outstanding, to be fair. You know, in tough conditions, I think his line-out execution for Bath has been really good. You know, he's looked good around the park, so he's really put his hand up today, and you know, done really well for Bath so far, and hopefully he continues on that path.
Well, what about that scrum from Swansea? It's come back Bath's way, but they're looking to make up for that error on the reception and trying to pin Bath in their own red zone. A couple of players drop deep. Gwyn Parks is one of them. It's going to be him who's underneath it here on his own 10. A lot more steady under the ball this time. Oh, and that ball gets left where it is, and it'll be another knock-on advantage here for Bath. In fact, we're going to go straight back for the scrum. And Swansea making it a little bit too easy for Bath at the moment.
Yeah, just a fair few errors, especially when Bath are kicking. They're obviously using this wind and rain. They're kicking. I know it was a clean gather there by Gwyn, but maybe should we move the ball a little bit earlier? Just tried to carry a bit, then launch the ball, and it's obviously really slippery, that ball tonight.
Well, half an hour to go, potentially half an hour of Bath's season. They get victory here. They're still putting it in the laps of the gods. I say the laps of the gods, the laps of Leeds Beckett is what I actually mean, because if Beckett win their games, they could finish as high as 5th. If they lose them, they could finish as low as 9th. That's how tight it is for the away playoff ties. There are 10 teams in the league. Top 8 go through to the playoffs. Top 4 will have a home quarter-final. 5th to 8th will have an away. So both of these teams, should they qualify for the playoffs, will be away. If Swansea get over the line today, well, they need 4 points from this and Leeds Beckett. They will finish 5th. And with results as they are at the moment, that'll mean they face Loughborough away. Got that famous victory against Loughborough here last week. And they've won the ball back there. Luca Migno is underneath it. He loves to attack broken field, and that's why he gets around the first tackler. Takes Bath up between halfway and 10. Now Warboys looking for the 50-22. Finds the 22, but doesn't find the touchline. Swansea can clear their lines, but that's another net gain for Bath, who were just edging ahead in the arm wrestle. Had some changes there, so it's Johan Lewis on wearing 22, and he seems to be moving into fullback. Oh, that's been hacked forward and Xavier Hastings is after it. Oh, it's been fumbled and then touchdown by George Stevens. Well, Stevens just on himself in a much cleaner jersey. It's not going to stay clean for long if he's sliding around like that.
No, definitely not. I think there's quite a few changes now. I think Owen Peddle's come on as well for Swansea in the front row. Fresh legs. And George Stevens as full back. Well, Owen Peddle started the first 8 games of the season. He's played plenty of BUCS Super Rugby this year. Yeah, great player. Will lock the scrum out for Swansea. Great rugby brain. I think he's been injured over the last few weeks, but obviously lovely to see him finding his way back into that team, and a great character as well. Actually, a great person for team morale, and very committed bloke. Well, Warboys picks it up, and Bevan Howells, who's got the headband on in this second half. Luca Migno runs straight onto the shoulder, much to the delight of the crowd, and Swansea forced the penalty. Yeah, a great shot to force a turnover there. I think it was that Oscar Stewart off his wing to make that tackle. Well, we were complimenting him on his athleticism. Great strength there. Swansea can clear again, just finding it difficult to make meters off the kick into the wind. Yeah, I think that just shows how strong that wind is here. Gwyn Parks' kicks first half compared to second. We're making 20-30 metres now, and that just shows how big this wind is at St Helens tonight. Ellis Horgan is on as a replacement scrum half for Bath. I think he's a Neath boy, the Bath 21. Lots of Welsh boys in this Bath team then. Well, again, for a Neath boy to come to St Helens and get a result, he would absolutely love that. Replacement hooker is on, George Cave for Bath, wearing 16. So George Stuttard's debut, well, his first start, a successful one. When he leaves the field, the team are ahead. Swansea turn that over. But boot to ball immediately, kick it out on the full immediately, and cough up possession once more. You've got George Warboys there, thinking about going quickly. Trying to increase the tempo, take advantage of the conditions and the field position. So Cave, he's captain the side this season. Great player to be able to bring on, particularly in a tight contest like this. Just a reminder that of Swansea's 5 victories in a row, every single one of those games has been decided by a converted score or less. So Loughborough have gone a try ahead at Leeds Beckett, so that's good news for Bath. Leeds Beckett have still got Swansea and Cardiff to play as well. Be interesting to see what Bath 2, I'd bet my money on it's going to be another drive-in maul. Since that earlier one, they haven't managed to get over the whitewash, but it's been a dominant force for them. They seem to be gaining good meters there. And Cardiff have beaten Hartpury at the Alpas Arena, 32-38. What a result for them. That's a great result for Cardiff, and sounds like an exciting game of rugby, high scoring, lots of tries there. Well, that is great to see, and they've hit form at the right time as well. Cardiff beating Hartpury away, putting 50 on Bath at home. And I know BUCS Super Rugby and varsity are 2 completely different things, but what everybody wants to see in those big games is 2 teams playing their very best rugby, and that seems like it's what we're going to get. Yeah, absolutely. I think Cardiff have found form this season as well, so it's going to be an exciting contest between Swansea and Cardiff. Swansea will be obviously looking to do the treble on Cardiff. They've won 2 games in BUCS Super Rugby, but Cardiff will be trying to stop them to do that, of course. I was wondering if you were going to mention the treble. The treble. Well, it would be remiss not to mention that Cardiff have won the last couple of varsity games. The last time it was over at the Swansea.com arena. Cardiff were successful, and then of course there was the
game at the Principality Stadium as well. Although, speaking of battles and wars, in terms of massive days for Swansea University Rugby Club, they don't come much bigger than that, despite the score at the main stadium.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. That was a huge day for me as a staff member, but also the boys. They sacrificed varsity to make sure they secured their spot in BUCS Super Rugby, and what a game that was that morning of varsity down here against Leeds.
And there are players who were in that team that day against Nottingham Trent who are wearing the jersey today at St Helens, looking for the 6th win in a row, and great leg drive there, but Bath proving to be the level of opposition we thought they would be. Look at this turn of pace from Oscar Stewart, steps inside and gets away from another tackle before being dragged down up over 10. Good yards made there by Stewart as Swansea back into the Bath half. Davland finding it difficult to get anywhere, but does manage to settle things. Gwyn Parks steps in at scrum half and then takes his position on halfway. Again, short ball and a massive gap appears. Little kick into space. This would be magnificent if it comes off. Oh, we love seeing forwards kicking into gaps.
Yeah, great line by, was that the captain, Josh Moore?
Josh Moore.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, great line by Josh, and actually great vision really. He couldn't see anyone on his shoulders, try and get it down into the corner.
Well, War Boys keeps that ball alive. Will he live to regret it? Swansea back on the march. Just losing balance as they go into the contact zone, but close to the Bath 22 here, and territory has been few and far between in the second half for Swansea, as it looks as though it might open up there on the far side in front of the crowd, but Bath obstinate in defence.
Yeah, great hands there by Swansea actually. Nice to see Swansea moving the ball.
Oh, big collisions. And again, they move the ball one too many times and it goes forward.
Yeah, as I said that. Another tip and a huge collision there by Bath. Outstanding shot.
It's amazing how attitudes change in rugby, isn't it? Because there was a time where if you had your hooker ghosting through a gap and putting boot to ball, there would be groans around the stadium. But in this modern game, particularly in this division, it's encouraged, isn't it? Play your rugby, make things happen.
Yeah, definitely express yourselves, and it wasn't a bad option in the end. He was looking for support. There was no one seemed to be on his shoulder, but especially in conditions like this as well.
Well, we've seen how difficult it is to track back and pick those balls up, and it even affects the best players.
Yeah, that's the tough thing in conditions like this. Regathering a low ball like that against a fumbling ground, and it's so slippery, is a tough skill to do. So, yeah, not a bad option. And they're nice to see Swansea moving the ball. But as you say, one tip too many maybe, and a big hit and a knock on there.
20 minutes to go. Just the one score in the second half, and it came from an inside ball to Zav Hastings. And all of a sudden, that penalty in front of the sticks just before half-time looking like a very good decision for Bath, because they lead by 1 point.
Yeah, like we said, it's tough conditions up here. Even though I think the rain has died down slightly now, it's going to be who wants this the most and who's going to capitalise on those mistakes.
Now I feel as though, oh, look at this scrum here from Swansea. And War Boys, two-footed kicker, very talented footballer. Pumps that one downfield. That's George Stevens. Shifts it on. Not sure how much Callum Dodd.
Callum Dodd's a speedster.
Well, I was going to say, I'm not sure how much Callum Dodd will thank him for that pass, but he's managed to make 30 metres. Another good carry, another good collision. Oh, scrappy ball, but Bath have infringed.
Yeah, Bath offside there. I think he got up from the ground and made the tackle, didn't get back on side.
Gwyn Parks. Oh, that is so close to being perfect.
I think that's Kai Davis back on the field, making himself known.
Well, it's getting a bit tasty out there as well. There's a bit of afters. A couple of the Swansea players jogging in to do a bit of scrap inspection.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? Jogging in just to have a look at what's going on.
So then when they're in the bar afterwards, they can say, oh, I had your back, mate. Yes, yeah, I had your back. Don't worry about it,
Yeah, I was there watching. Also, back to that last Swansea scrum, I think Owen Pedals made a stamp on the game, and that seemed to be steamrolling forward then. It was a great scrum by Swansea.
Well, Swansea haven't necessarily been in charge at any point in this second half. Oh, and Parks has missed touch. That's a massive opportunity gone. I was about to say, is that a moment where the tide could turn? Have they weathered the storm, and are they going to be able to forge some opportunities of their own? They still might, but probably from 15-20 metres further out than they'd like to be. The rain has ever so slightly died down, but as you can see from the AR's flag, the wind certainly hasn't. Coming in off the sea. Oh, Bath have intercepted and interrupted the line out, and Xavier Hastings takes it to ground, and Bath can clear. Oh, great take in these conditions. Running forward, the easiest of skill at the best of times. Oh, another monster hit.
Some big hits gone in tonight by Bath. Actually huge, from both sides.
Yeah.
Both teams have put in some monster hits.
Well, Swansea still trying to move the ball, not letting handling errors put them off the game they like to play. Oh, another big shot.
Yeah, another big collision there.
Now, even though the pitch is in good condition, players not necessarily putting on as much footwork as they like, and defenders are just setting themselves and letting the shoulders go, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great to see. Parks.
Yeah, Bath have been really good actually in the breakdown tonight, slowing Swansea ball down. It was a great line, I think, by Will Barraclough, but Bath then, support players first ones there to get over the ball.
Well, you can just see how much the team are really gathering round and again celebrating those small wins. So Swansea's adventure into the Bath half comes to an end for now. Warboys kicks for touch, and Bath 2/3 of the way up the pitch. 15 minutes to go here at St Helens, and you, Shuan, in about 10 minutes time, are going to have to choose the man of the match.
Oh, it's tough at the moment. I think so many players have put their hands up. As I said, I've been super impressed with the props from Bath.
Well, let's not get too carried away yet, because literally anything could happen in this game. It is.
I think it's going to be a last-minute call day 1 point game at the moment.
Yes. But another mistake at the line out, and then Swansea can stretch their legs. Can they get someone there in time? Well, that's brilliantly done to stay on his feet and not concede the turnover. Oh, and then it's coughed up. But what a break, and it could be a moment like that that changes this game for either side. And that one goes out off the side of the boot. Who's that trying to claim that it's gone out on the full?
As players, you try anything. Yeah, Swansea know it's a tough place to get out of. You know, it's with the wind against Swansea and with Bath, and yeah, that's why they're trying to push everything straight out, so they're back down in their half rather than being parked up in Bath's half.
Fantastic break though, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant break. I think that was Oscar. Brilliant break, and did well to retain the ball, but then yeah, knocked on then, unfortunately. I think, as you say, that's the story of the day really with these tough conditions. There's some real glimpses of outstanding rugby and individual effort by both teams, but then tough conditions, there's a fair few errors out there as well.
Garin Lloyd is on at hooker for Swansea. Goes to the front, safe ball. Again, he's in that clean jersey, it won't stay clean for long. Bath defensive line called up, the ball's pretty slow out of there. And land. puts it to the sky. Well, the referee's called time off here. He's going to have a consultation with his assistant referee. What do you think he spotted there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He must have seen something. I didn't notice anything from up here, but he's definitely seen something. I'm not sure if it's a Swansea player or a Bath player.
Well, they seem to be gesticulating towards the green jerseys at the moment. Oscar Stewart was chasing that kick. He's taking...
Was there some kind of block in from the box?
He's taking Ed Ashcroft, the captain, and Mackenzie Graham with that unmistakable shock of hair at the back of the scrum caps for a conversation. There's an apology and a penalty.
Yeah, I couldn't work out there from the referee when he was talking. I couldn't work out what he was saying or what it was for, but Swansea pen, they'll take that. Get down into Bath's half.
Still in the balance, 67 minutes on our clock. Swansea 14, Bath 15. And just as we suspected, bringing the cameras here is turning out to be a great decision.
Yeah, great game of rugby so far in tough conditions, really enjoying it.
I hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching around the world as well. Hopefully you've been following not just this season but since the inception of the competition. If you're a newcomer picking up off the back of all the positive press, then welcome. Oh, and another mistake at the set piece from Swansea.
Yeah, tough day for the line out today in tough conditions, but you know, and especially with a last minute change into the Swansea second row, they're not firing as well as the team would have hoped, and I'm sure Hugh will be reviewing that and having a look at it after the game.
Well, from a player's perspective then, I mean, you've been in plenty of teams where something's happened, somebody, well, may have failed a COVID test last minute or picked up an injury in the warm-up, and you playing in the forward pack yourself, how do you deal with those changes that you have to make sometimes on the fly?
Yeah, you know, it can be tough, but you know, it's especially tough when you go in, week out games back to back. You know, it's such a competitive league, so sometimes, you know, boys might not have had much of a run in those roles, but yeah, and it's when you have last minute changes, maybe Cadden didn't run there on Monday night, you know, so it can be really tough.
Well, Swansea have won the penalty at the scrum, and this is massive. Gwyn Park's not going for the posts, choosing to go for the corner instead. Fines touch. How far has he got, Swansea? Very far indeed. That's a brilliant kick from Gwyn Parks.
Yeah, great kick into the corner. Now we need the money ball. Swansea need the money ball here. 5 metres out, you know, last line out, one straight fumble. So they'll be looking to execute this one and get tight and get over that line.
Well, the Swansea forwards march towards the lineup. Bath already set and ready to defend. Gary Lloyd finds his man this time. And Swansea choose to catch and drive. Keep your eye on Lloyd. He's the one in that cleaner jersey, 16 on the back. The crowd start to find their voice and Swansea start to pile in with numbers moving towards the line, over the line. Can they ground it? Yes, they can. Oh, I was about to commit to that, Stuart.
It was a bit of a delayed decision by the referee then, but I think actually Swansea had 14 players or so in that driving maul. I think there was only Callum left on the wing out there. They threw everyone into that. It was a great driving maul, much better line now, kept it simple, good process, good jump, good lift, great ball by Garin, got tight and never looked like not going over the line.
Well, I'm going to have a word with the referee for killing my flow on the comms, because that was brilliantly executed, but we have to credit him because not once but twice today he's used his AR to make sure that he has made the right decision. The decision is good. Swansea lead, and maybe it will be 6, but talk us through this. It is another brilliantly executed line-out move. We've had one from either side now.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Like I said, kept it simple, went up at the front, great jump, great lift, executed the throw, everyone in tight, and as you can see, all all the backs joining them all, kept tight, kept patient, and got over the whitewash. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I like that the referee's gone to the AR here to confirm the decision. You know, it's such a big decision in this game, and that's what they're there for. They're there to be used and have another set of eyes on that.
Parks misses the conversion. This one remains in the balance. Swansea 19, Bath 15.
Yeah, what a game.
Amazing. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's going to go to the wire, I think.
Oh, I just had a wink and a smile from James Hook. He's a good-looking boy, isn't he? Honestly.
Yeah, he's a great bloke as well. You know, he's an outstanding coach for Swansea, but also the amount of time, effort he puts into this side and all the boys is brilliant. And you know, he's a great person as well, and he's been a great addition to the Swansea coaching side and setup. How many people can say they've been coached by a British and Irish Lion, hey?
It's not bad, is it? And a Wales captain, I hasten to add.
Yeah, exactly. He's not got a bad rugby CV, is he?
Well, to be fair, Shu, and I was talking about you, but we are where we are. Bath have gone quick from the line out. They now need a try to get their noses back in front to end their run of 5 successive defeats. Ellis Horgan, the replacement scrum half, wearing 21. Picks out Archie Griffin, who has been relentless today. What a shift he's put in. And there's Zav Hastings in the red scrum cap. Try scorer, of course. Oh, lovely inside ball that is. George Warboys just keeps things ticking over. Another tip where Ashcroft finds Griffin. Bath back up to the 22. Warboys goes out the back, and there's Bevan Howells. Bath just evaded a few tackles here and getting back into the 22, getting some momentum, looking for a third try, a try that would put them back into the lead. Chop tackle, were there any hands in that? Doesn't matter, play continues. Archie Griffin, again, umpteen carries from him. Tom Blackson wearing number 20. There's Warboys looking for that inside ball to Hastings again. He gets met by a green wall this time and driven backwards. That was the line he ran to score his try, the opening try of the second half that put Bath into the lead. Swansea sniffing around the jackal there, but no luck this time, and Bath continue making good meters on that carry and winning the penalty and going quickly as well. Ellis Horgan, oh, what a tackle to bring him down. There were 3 points on offer there, but they're no good to Bath, and that pass goes to ground. The chance is butchered. Oh, that is a big moment in this match.
Yeah, huge. You know, only 8 minutes left, but great speed and momentum there to go quick. But what a shot there by Swansea. Was it Gwyn Parks who made that tackle? Maybe with another player, but yeah, big moment there for when Bath built that ball.
Well, let's talk about decisions then. Still time on the clock. Kickable penalty that takes them to within 1 point, but instead they go quickly through Ellis Horgan. Captain's hat on.
Yeah, I personally, you know, 8 minutes to go, loads of time, pretty much in front of the post with the wins, guaranteed 3 points to go within 1 point, get back down there, they've got the wind, so it's a lot easier territory gain when you got the wind to go for post again, you know, potentially to win the game. So yeah, maybe not the right decision then.
Swansea 19, Bath 15. Results from around the rest of the league. We've already confirmed that Cardiff University victorious, great win away at Hartbury. We know that Durham are the champions. Huge congratulations to Alex Key and the team. They have gone back to back, I believe. We have got pictures of the trophy lift for full time. Huge congratulations to them. They'll be looking to go one better and get to the final and make it the double.
Yeah, definitely. That's what Durham will absolutely be targeting. Yeah, but congratulations to them. They've had a great season. Some outstanding players there in Durham. Big physical side and been a dominant force for some years in BUCS Super Rugby now.
Yeah, and we know that Fred Davis is heading to Ashton Gate next year. Rhys Charalambos is as well. I'm sure there'll be plenty more going to Bristol Bears. Of course, your home. You have a lovely time there. Seems like a great club.
Oh, it's an outstanding club, and I think what Pat Lam has done to the club there has been brilliant. He's a great bloke, and it's all about as well culture and how everyone fits into that community, and it's really turned into our home for women's at the High Performance Centre as well.
Well, Swansea looking to clear their lines. Next time the ball goes dead, I've got a score update from the East Midlands. Loughborough students against Leeds Beckett University as well. Surprise, surprise, it's a barnstormer. Approaching the final 5 minutes here. This one, can't describe it as a barnstormer, but it's certainly been tense. And a great contest as the charge down is made. Ellis Horgan gets bailed into touch, but goodness me, for a second it looked like all his Christmases had come at once.
Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure what Swansea were trying to do there. I almost felt like they were overplaying for a period of time. Obviously they were looking to get the perfect exit, but seemed to be a few tips and stuff going on. Could they cleared their lines a little bit sooner from a better position than they did, or did they rush it and end up getting charged down then?
Well, Loughborough against Leeds Beckett kicked off a little bit later than this. After 62 minutes, it's Loughborough 35, Leeds Beckett 31. What a game.
After how many minutes, sorry?
60 minutes.
60 minutes, what a game.
Yeah.
20 minutes to play, 4 points of difference, and high scoring.
Just a reminder, Loughborough already guaranteed top 4. But last time we checked, Cardiff Met were comfortably beating Exeter, so it will be 4th place for Loughborough. And if things remain as they are, they will be facing Swansea at Loughborough in the quarter-final. That is a game very much to look forward to. Let's check in on Cardiff Met as well. 36-14 full time. Fantastic victory for the Met. That ends a 10-game winning streak for Exeter, and the first time this season they've left any ground with 0 points.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, I think that puts into perspective the victory that Swansea got at Kincoid as well.
Yeah, massive, absolutely massive. I think that's that victory's changed Swansea's momentum completely this season.
Well, if the game ends now, it is 6 wins out of 6, and every single one decided by less than a converted try. But they are grinding it out the hard way in their own 22 here. You can't do this for 5 minutes, so at some point they're going to have to attempt to exit. Oh, it's been knocked on. Oh, this is a huge opportunity for Bath now. And look at the celebrations of Archie Griffin. He has been a talisman for this side tonight.
I've been so impressed with Archie Griffin. The amount of work that bloke has got through has been massive, and you've seen his celebration there. Also, at 77 minutes, how often do you see a tight dead prop still on the field? So, credit to him. He's been outstanding this game.
Well, he is definitely one to look out for in the future. He's part of the Bath Senior Academy. He's got a terrible barnet, but if he plays like that, he can do what he wants with his lid.
That is true. You've got to be a good player to have a hairstyle like that, haven't you?
Goodness me. It really is something, isn't it? So, Ellis Horgan, ball in hand. Swansea have won a penalty in one of the most recent scrums, of course, brought on Owen Peddle. Very impressive scrummager.
Yeah, massive scrum this for both sides, really. Swansea will be looking to turn this over. Bath be looking to get clean ball to play with, or looking for the penalty themselves.
So our clock does say 78, but just remember there have been a couple of stoppages to take into account. Mackenzie Graham doesn't go this time, and they manage to drive back Ellis Horgan and slow the Bath ball down, but Bath still have it. And they're back into the Swansea 22. That's a really good carry from a standing start. And now Horgan finds Tom Black. He puts his head down and tries to create some speed. Swansea quick up off the line. Oh, and they forced a knock on. And that is full time. It is 6 wins from 6 for Swansea. It is 5th place guaranteed. Records tumbling all over the place for the team in green at BUCS Super Rugby. The reactions tell you everything. They are heading to Loughborough They're the team that nobody wants to play, and they have won. They have grafted, they have grinded, and they have earned it.
Yeah, outstanding win there. I was surprised actually the whistle went so soon, but yeah, brilliant. That just shows what type of game it was as well. That celebration from Swansea at the end. Bath gave everything there, but that shows what it means to the Swansea boys. 6 from 6. They've worked hard all season and are playing outstanding rugby.
Well, there are two sides to every coin. I'm going to ask you about that group of supporters very shortly, because those celebrations are fantastic, but that result is probably a microcosm of Bath's season. So close but so far. So much to be proud of, so much to be pleased about, but ultimately they leave with a losing bonus point that's probably not going to be enough, and despite the quality, they may not make the playoffs this season.
Yeah, that's really tough for Bath. They've always been a good outfit. I know they've got a great setup there, and that's really tough for them. When you're so close and always the wrong side of that win, it is really tough. But that side showed great character today. They gave everything. Some of the collision, some of the line breaks, some of the work that went on in that Bath side was really super. So they need to be proud of themselves. And I know they'll be disappointed, and it is really tough. But that was a great game of rugby in tough conditions.
Certainly was. Swansea 19, Bath 15 full-time here at St Helens. We're going to have a look at the highlights shortly, then I'm going to try and head down to get some post-match reaction. Do you have a man of the match?
Well, it's tough, isn't it? I thought so many players put their hands up today, and it could have been someone from either side. And we spoke about Archie Griffin, the prop for Bath. I thought he was outstanding and deserves an absolute mention. He's probably their biggest ball carrier today, and scrummed well and played well all round. But for me, I think the Swansea forwards really fronted up today. They did a lot of work, and I'm going to give it to Josh Moore, the captain. I thought he played really well. That line break he made, and he fronted up and led the team superbly really throughout the game. So it could have been any one of the forwards. But Josh Moore, great to see him back on the field, and deserves man of the match today.
Well played, Skip. I'm going to have to run down there and try and grab hold of him. I think them celebrating with the fans is going to buy us a couple of minutes. Let's have a look at the tries from the second half. Then we've got some highlights from Durham, their game and lifting the trophy. And then hopefully we're going to hear from Hugh Gustafsson and the captain Josh Moore. But those scenes, I mean, you were a director of rugby here, you're from Swansea, that must be a wonderful thing for you to lay your eyes on.
Oh yeah, it's lovely. To be fair, the boys' first half of the season had some tough losses here at St Helens, but one thing is for certain, those fans have not given up on this team, and they've been here week in, week out. So it's outstanding to see them here tonight and having that win. I'm not quite sure what the pink wigs are about, but yeah, that's maybe a conversation for another day.
Well, we'll try and find out. Xavier Hastings, great finish. Bath are in the ascendancy. When that try went over, they'll have really started to believe.
Yeah, definitely. Bath were in it, to be honest, from the start. We've seen a couple of line breaks in the first 10 minutes. Great execution there by Xavier. But driving maul as well. One try apiece for both sides. When we seen that Bath driving maul earlier on, we thought it was going to be a driving force. But then Swansea hit back with this one as well later in the second half.
On nights like this, you need your pack to perform, and moments like that are exactly when they earn their stripes, they earn their jerseys.
Yeah, definitely. It can't always be a backs game, and as you say, on nights like this, the rain, the wind, tough conditions out here in St Helens, it is the forwards that need to front up and do a lot of graft and a lot of work, and whether that is in scrum, line out, or carrying around the park, and we've seen both parks do that tonight. They both put in a lot of work, both packs.
Well, Siwan, it's been a pleasure to join you in the kingdom of Swansea. I'm going to head back out into the elements to try and find a man of the match and a head coach. I wonder what's being said in that huddle right now. What do you think?
I think, Hugh and James be extremely pleased, and Josh and the full team, That's 6 from 6 now, and the fashion in which the boys have played these last 6 games and come back from behind on many occasions, the resilience, the desire, the belief, the hard work is massive. And I know putting on that green jersey means a lot to Swansea, the Swansea boys. They're passionate boys, they work hard, and they're seeing the results now of lots of hard work throughout the season, and they deserve that. And I've seen firsthand what goes on behind the scenes and how loyal and hardworking these boys are, and you know, the results now is everything that they deserve.
Swansea 19, Bath 15 is the result, Suan. I'm heading out into the conditions, but you guys watching at home, enjoy this. This is Durham winning the trophy for a second time. Stick with us after as well, because hopefully I'll have some happy Swans.
And there goes Braden Barrett. He's got his other flanker in support, Jamie Adamson, showing us what he can do when he's got a bit of space. Nobody's going to stop the back rower. Paul Brown away. How has he done it? The crowbar breaks through an impossible tackle with no room on the far side. Doing well to swirl it initially. It's got the momentum of a runaway Palatinate freight train. And who else? Who else but the captain, Freddie Davies? He gets his try, number 22 for the season. Victory is emphatic. The title has been decided, there is no doubt. The best team in BUCS Super Rugby, the champions of the league, are Durham University with this victory at Hollow Drift. It is Durham showered in glory, in purple Palatinate rain of champagne. Durham University are BUCS Super Rugby League champions. Got the league title sewn up. Let's address the elephant in the room, because there's another trophy at stake. And it's one that historically the league champions haven't gone on to win. Only Hartbury have done it in the Super Rugby era in the first year, I believe. Exeter, they finished top of the league a number of times and never gone on to even make the final. So how important for you, for this squad, is it that you go on a cup run now and you make it to that final at Six Ways and lift the cup?
Yeah, look, we just rethink about that. We'll kind of sit back, enjoy tonight, because that's what we should do, and not really contemplate the cup at this moment. I think in a week's time we'll then revisit that, let the boys go and have a few beers, enjoy some recovery, and then we'll make it, you know, a go at it. If we go for it, we'll go for it proper, and if we're good enough, we'll win it. If we don't, we won't.
Well, what has been the difference amongst this group that has meant that they've been able to go back to back as well?
I think the resilience, I said this before, I think they've just been they've ridden every problem that's kind of got in the way, you know. You lose your 10 against Cardiff, and it was kind of almost seamless. We just didn't worry us at all. So I kind of think that's one of the big things, and they're talented. There's definitely, probably from the last group, maybe a little bit more artillery in there, you know, with people like Brownie outside and Ollie and Peps and Joan. These guys have got wheels.
A huge congratulations to Durham as they lift the trophy for the second time, and they'll be looking to push on in the playoffs. But let's bring it back to the here now, St Helens. 19-15, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Is that game pretty much a microcosm of what's happened to you throughout the season?
Yeah, I guess it is. You know, we did enough to win it and didn't. You know, we asked the guys to believe in themselves, asked to bring physicality, which I really think they did, asked them to bring work rate, which they did, but we just didn't, when we lost so much set piece, didn't quite exit as well as we'd want to from an our own 22, and that probably has been a common thing if I'm honest, but look, within a loss, you can't be prouder than the effort that they give. They're in the changing room pretty gutted, and you know, devastated, because we probably did enough to win it, but we didn't.
Let's talk about positives. The tries, first of all, the line out, the catch, the drive, the maul. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for the backs coach. Yeah, in these conditions, it's whatever way you do. You know, it's you know, the conditions got better probably through the game. yeah, you know, I was pleased with the two that we got.
So, well, it's the end of the league season. If results go your way, you will have a quarter-final. If you finish 8th, that'll be Durham away. What do you take from this group? Because I know the nature of student rugby. A lot of these players will have, you know, they'll be coming towards the end of their journey. You'll have some who are still at the beginning of this. So where do you go from here?
You know, we're going to have to, well, depending if we get to semi-final, we'll just have to pick ourselves up and keep rebuilding. But the whole nature of university rugby is lots of guys are leaving and there's lots of guys coming in, and you know, that's exciting. It's disappointing we're going to finish this way for the guys that are leaving, that have put loads into the club, because, you know, as you understand university rugby, it's that the players put a lot in is from the off-field roles and the on-field roles. So it's a big part of their life and their whole cultural thing of what they do for the club. So, you know, it's always sad to see some really good people go, but it's always encouraging to know that we're going to have some more, and you know, that's going to be exciting going forward. So is that what you look forward to then? The future, the new players, the chance for the guys next year to put on the jumper again and try and do it better? Yeah, when you get 8th or 9th, you have to. You know, look, you know, I can't fault the character of our guys. You know, we just haven't let ourselves down in certain areas that are crucial to winning the game. And you know, they've been great guys to work with all season, and you know, based on results, we can still got a chance to get 8th, and then we go again with good old Bath. Have always seemed to do well if we get into that top 8, but yeah, you know, that's going to take, we're not going to know that till next week. Well, I seem to remember you playing Durham in a knockout game before and doing a pretty good job. Seems a while ago now, but crazy things happen in this league. Oh, there's always hope in BUCS Super Rugby, and everyone knows that. It's a pretty big cliche now. Everyone can beat anybody. So, and it probably some of the results show today. So, you know, that's the beauty of it. Frustrating sometimes for coaches because it doesn't go to form book, but hey, look, you know, it's a great product right across the board, England and Wales. So always. Really, and well supported by BUCS. You know, I'd like to thank them for supporting this and making a great competition, but also like to say well done, you know, to Durham winning the league again. Big effort though, well deserved. Well done, Alex and all the boys. Yeah, you've had a magnificent season. Always a pleasure to chat, and always great to watch your teams. Yeah. Safe journey home. I look forward to seeing you next time, maybe in a quarter-final, who knows, but great to have a chat. Let's bring in Hugh Gustafsson, who's stood about 20 metres away. He was literally next to me before. 6 out of 6. Is that the one you've had to work hardest for?
Yeah, I thought Bath were outstanding tonight. The physicality they brought, the line speed, I think it was we fall off tackles. I think they wanted the game on us. What you saw the last 10 minutes, we had a crucial maul and we were lucky to have this. I think we were lucky to win that game. Incredible game though. I mean, we brought the cameras down here to St Helens. That is, well, 5th. You're guaranteed 5th now. Yeah. And we know that with the other results, it will be Loughborough who you play in the quarter-final. First of all, your thoughts on that? They're one of the scouts you've claimed this season. Yeah, I think we took them down with the bad weather and we physically out-muscled them. I think when we played up there last time on their 4G, they could play some rugby. They're a very good outfit. So I think, you know, we prepare for that. But like, we got Leeds next Wednesday, you know, rearranged fixture. So it's another one for us to go at. Well, the last time I checked, it's Loughborough 35, Leeds Beckett 31. We've had some unbelievable fixtures this evening. Let's talk about that performance then. We talked about the character before, when we spoke before, we talked about 5 wins from 5, all by a converted score or less. Now it's 6 wins from 6, all by a converted score or less. You stay in the fight, don't you? I think it's a bit of a belief coming now, and I think, when I said I can't coach his effort, and you see that tonight. The last ditch, we had pressure us by Bath. I think we went from scrums to defence to pressuring them to make mistakes. I think, like I said, it's uncoachable as effort, and like we said, it's hard work, and it does pay off at the end. What is coachable is a driving maul, and that one to win it was very important, wasn't it? Yeah, I think if you look at the first 3 lineups we made, 5 metres out, we had 3 errors, so at half time it was a bit of a role fixes, and then look, he came out, and it's great to have a couple of backs then joining the 80k weight onto the mall as well.
Well, you need them, don't you?
Yeah.
And of course, when they do commit, it is all or nothing. Skipper's behind you. He's covered in mud. He was the man of the match this evening, but it could have been any one of the pack, any one of the backs. Massive effort. What were your thoughts on not just him this evening, but his contributions throughout the season?
He's a leader as well. He speaks to the referee, the team. He makes sure the micro groups are working well, and it's pressuring him throwing the ball in. You see, but not just from that, you see him making a line break and a grubber kick through. I'm not sure about the grubber kick, but I'll have a word with him on Friday. But no, the effort he puts in, and he leads by example as well as just by speech.
Well, we'll have a word with him now, shall we? Great to have a chat with you. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, boys.
Captain, hooker, line breaker, grubber kicker. Well, we can just see by you covered head to toe in mud. You've left it all out there this evening. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's start with how was it? You're in an unbelievable vein of form, but you can't do it like that every week, can you?
No, I mean, we made a bit of a meal of it today, didn't we? But I mean, the conditions were tough, but we did grind it out in the end. I think when you get the bug for winning, you know, you tend to find a way, and luckily for us, we're doing it late on in the season. So
let's talk through highlights of the game then. The grubber kick, it pretty much happened exactly behind us.
Oh, yeah.
When you broke the line, did you think you were going all the way?
Oh, no chance, way too far out. But you know, I thought I saw a winger, but he was nowhere to be seen. So obviously, it's, you know, I'm not normally a kicker, but I was on my own, so you know, put the pressure back on them. But yeah, I think we had a good performance today. It was a lot of guts, and the conditions. I don't know if you could tell on the TV, but it was tough out there with the greasy ball, and the wind is stronger than you think out here as well. So it was a good performance from us.
Well, if they couldn't tell on the TV, they could definitely hear, because I was just complaining about being freezing cold and soaking wet.
Yeah.
But talk to me about the group, the quality of the players you've got, the belief in the group now to go 6 out of 6. I mean, so Exeter have lost today, Durham have won, so you are the second form team in the league. I think Durham have won the last 7 or 8, you've now won 6, and Exeter's winning run has come to an end. That is a heck of a turnaround from the start of the season.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've got some good players coming in. I mean, we've got like the Hugh Suttons are bringing a lot of quality for us. He's obviously playing at the next level quite regularly, but he's coming down. But I think the biggest thing for us is boys stepping up when they get their chance to come in. You can see from our team sheets it's changing week on week, and that's the way it is in uni rugby, and the boys are really stepping up. They're really making an example of the uni and kind of what it means to us as well. So yeah, it's been really good.
Well, you've still got Leeds Beckett to come, but 5th place is guaranteed. It's the highest ever finish for Swansea in BUCS Super Rugby.
Yeah.
It's now a quarter-final against Loughborough. We know that. You could go as far as you can in the competition. You've still got varsity to come. What an end to the season you guys have got.
Oh yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, the buzz around the camp at the moment is unbelievable. I mean, we've seen it before with Leeds Beckett. You never know what's going to happen. They went on a run, you know, second half of the season and got to Twickenham in the end. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. But to be honest, in the camp, we're just taking it game by game, just seeing how it goes. And yeah, we just need to keep concentrating on ourselves, not worrying about other people, and hopefully we can make the most of it.
Durham have won the league. They've gone back to back. Have you got any words of congratulations for them and the group up there?
Congratulations, boys. I mean, you're a really, really tough outfit to play, and go well in the playoffs. Hopefully we'll see you at some point in the playoffs.
Or maybe the final. Who knows? Right then, I'm going to let you get warm and dry and clean in a minute, but perhaps the most important question of all, what happens tonight?
Well, I'm sure we'll be tucked up in bed by 10 o'clock, you know, up early tomorrow doing some uni work. So
as
we'll
it should be.
Yeah.
Big Thursday. You're man of the match today.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations for this and the run.
Appreciate it.
I'll take that and I'll let you go and get clean.
Cheers.
BUCS Super Rugby has done it again. We've brought the cameras to legendary St Helens, and Swansea and Bath have delivered. Huge congratulations to Durham. They've done it again too. They are worthy champions. They did it before lockdown, they've done it after lockdown. Up there at Hollow Drift, they are onto something special, but maybe they're onto something pretty special down here in Swansea again. The league season is coming to a conclusion. It is all eyes on the playoff. Who will be lifting the trophy at Six Ways on April the 13th? Join us between now and then to find out. BUCS Super Rugby, the best league in the land. You better believe it. Goodbye.